Go back the last 6 months, just grab 4 or 5, because I know I said it about 100 times. Times that I said next they'll start collapsing regional and lending banks to consolidate them into the big 6 globalist banks that own the private Federal Reserve and the European Union Bank and the rest of it. And then out of that, they will call for central bank digital currencies to be rolled out. Just on Wednesday, Biden, the third administration of Obama, put out his big new national directive. In fact, I forgot to re-pull that from Wednesday Stack, the big, quote, new cybersecurity initiative. And you read it, it's really to roll out a central bank digital currency that tracks and controls everything you do. Then they'll try to ban all the normal cryptocurrencies that are actually independent and decentralized power. That's all announced in there. And I said on Wednesday, look for them to crash the regional banks to bring in total control. We know.
So that's AJ, and I'm not sure that I can even say his name or whatever, but he explains things in such a clear and concise manner that I felt like it was important to share what he was saying and what I've been saying a little bit on this channel. I did do a short over the weekend, and I was moving a little fast because, I'm at work, whatever. And Janet Yellen was saying that we're not going to bail out the banks. Now, I understand why bailing out is an issue. I do. We are in a rock and a hard place. So basically, it's all an issue, right? And so I might have moved fast because when I hear no from the government, I already get upset because I'm like, well, they tell Ukraine yes all the time. But the fact is, at the end of the day, that a bailout is something that me and you would be paying for. But these people are so nefarious that they're saying we're not going to bail out, but they actually are. The only people who aren't going to get bailed out are like the people who invested into this bank. But don't forget that a lot of the investors have already sold their stock.
Know the enemy's playbook. I said, will it be a banking collapse and the central bank digital currency cashless society rollout? Will it be a cyber attack to bring that in? Will it be both? Will it be a massive new terror attack, an escalation of the war? These are all cards, because I've been looking over the enemy's shoulder, what they got in their hand. I don't know exactly how they're going to play the cards. I don't know when they're going to play the cards, but I know what cards they got.
FedNow is a prototype website from the government for people to start learning how to use government-controlled digital banking.
Who had deposits in these banks can rest assured. I want to rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today. That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business. No losses will be, and this is an important point, no losses will be borne by the taxpayers.
So when he starts with, this is an important point, no losses will be paid by the taxpayers. He's right. He's not going to raise taxes. How can he? What he's going to raise a SVB? We're going to raise the tax about a bank collapse. Yeah, he's not dumb. He's not dumb. But the printing of money that is going to be needed to pay out these deposits over $250,000. You're going to pay. You're going to pay for it in the market. Them carton of eggs that you're complaining about that they're $7 a carton, and that's not right. You're going to pay now $17 for it. No, I'm not saying next week, people. Keep focused, okay? Stay focused on the message. The symptoms of inflation are going to show themselves boldly. Even if I say I have $1 million in the bank, in my bank account. Digitally, I have $1 million and I can digitally buy whatever I want. But the bank does not expect to print out, to give me 1 million cash dollars because they don't have it. They don't. So now this money that, they're paying into the insurance, it still has to be printed in order to be given in a physical value, right? We don't have it. So it is going to inflate the dollar.
Because of the actions that our regulators have already taken, every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them. Second, the management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore.
So there you go. The management of these banks will be fired. Now, don't get me wrong. These banks came through with, SVB was more concerned about diversity, equity, and inclusion that they weren't paying attention to their numbers. Or personally, I think that this was done on purpose. I think that they gave out a bunch of bad loans to people based on characteristics, physical characteristics, or who they were sleeping with in bed, just so that they can crash the loans, to crash the economy, to crash the dollar. Okay, that's what I personally think, but whatever, right? I'm not feeling bad for the managers who, by the way, already sold their stocks and stuff. They're fine. They're fine. Being fired is a joke. I don't like the thought of a president saying that the bank managers will be fired, FDIC will come in, and those bank managers will be fired. This is the roll-in of the government into your banking system. You do not want that. You don't want that. No matter how you feel, if you don't feel like dealing with it or hearing it, you don't want that.